Your sewing machine is not possessed. My two most popular videos on this quilting channel are both about sewing machine problems, about how to sew straight and also how to fix your tension. On one of these videos, I got this comment. Using the cereal box as an illustration gets an instant upvote. I didn't know women were that clever. I'm thinking he hasn't met any women yet, right? Now, don't go running to the comments. Think about why you're angry about that assumption. It's because you are clever, right? You have a brain. So why do you think your sewing machine is possessed? I know it's just a joke, but deep down inside, that's how you feel. You feel like your sewing machine has a mind of its own. And you feel that way because you really don't understand how it works. And why is that? Because no one has ever explained it to you. For a lot of women, this is because traditionally, women are assumed not to really understand mechanical things. They may not come out and say that. They may not even know that they feel that way. But they go to extra trouble to explain mechanical things to boys when they don't really to girls. I personally am very blessed. I have a father who is very mechanical. He grew up on a farm when tractors were first coming out and electricity was first coming out to his little town. And he had to learn how to fix these things, and he was very curious about all of that. And when I was growing up, he still liked to figure out how things work and fix them all himself. The really wonderful part for me was that he knew that girls could understand these things just as well as boys. So he shared these things with me. For example, I have a memory of when I was a little girl being out in the garage in my nightgown at night, pressing on the brake pedal of the family car to help him bleed the brakes. And he didn't just say, push on this pedal. He sat me down and explained how the brakes worked, that we needed to get the air bubbles out and why, and then he had me press the pedal to bleed the brakes. So I grew up thinking, I can fix mechanical things. I have some basic knowledge and experience, and the rest of it, I'll just figure it out. But not everyone had someone like my father in their childhood. So if you feel like your sewing machine is possessed, it's probably just because you don't have that basic knowledge and experience, especially about sewing machines. And more often than not, when you do have a problem and a solution is presented to you, it's presented as do this step, and do this step. No one ever explains why. If for some reason those steps don't work, you have no idea what to do, and it feels like your machine is possessed. So is there a solution to that? Well, watching my videos that are like that, the machine videos, like I mentioned before, are one good step, and I could make more of those detailing every little possible problem that you could have. But to really understand your machine, you need to walk through the whole process systematically. Because I could feel your frustration, and I also had my own frustration because I can't fix all the problems that are presented to me in the comments. I created a course. Now stop, I'm not going to ask you to buy anything. I created a course and I sold that course. It was a good course and it was worth the money. It takes you from knowing the basics to really deeply understanding your machine so you can fix problems on your own when they pop up. Things like tension problems and thread breaks stop being mysterious and start being solvable. But there were two things that bothered me. One, this is a quilting channel, and I'd really much rather talk about quilting. And two, a large percentage of the people who bought the course never watched a single lesson. When you have a course on a platform like I did, you can see what lessons people have gone through. And there were a lot of people who just bought it and then never did a lesson. Why did they buy it? I think it's because we like to think we've solved problems by buying something. It's much easier to say, I'm going to buy something and it will solve the problem than actually putting in the effort to figure out how to fix it yourself. And there's definitely a time and place for the call the repairman approach, but that's not going to work with your sewing machine. Yes, you can take it to the repair shop, but that's going to take time. And when you're sitting there at 10 o'clock at night and you want to sew and your sewing machine isn't working, throwing money at it is not going to solve the problem. This is why I decided to make Master Your Machine free here on YouTube. The link is down below and also at the end of this video. It's set up as a course on YouTube and you can just binge watch it. And if you do make that effort to watch it, you will understand how your sewing machine works. Maybe you have to watch a couple things twice because your brain isn't used to thinking mechanically, but it's right here on YouTube. It's easy to watch, and you can invest some of your brain power instead of money. And when you've invested that brain power, when you've finished watching the whole course, you're going to understand how your sewing machine works. So at 10 o'clock at night, when something goes wrong, you won't have to throw up your hands. You're going to have enough knowledge that you're going to be able to be curious about it and to be able to fix it all by yourself because you are clever. Go check it out, watch it, and be more happy sewing.